Young people want nothing to do with the government. You can tell them about the pension, about six-figure salaries, or the benefits, and they could not care less. Generation Z is anyone born from 1997 to 2012. This means that we're talking about people from the age of 18 to 25 years old. The top industry this age demographic wants to work in is media and entertainment. But jobs in that industry, they have been declining over the years. And if you look at the federal government, you're not going to see very many entertainment type positions. Currently, these younger workers in Generation Z, they make up 9% of the total US labor force, but less than 2% of the entire federal workforce. So why is there this gap? Well, for one reason, the federal government likes to hire people from within. And you can tell that by looking on USAJobs.gov. This is where the majority of government jobs are, and over 5,000 of them are in the competitive service. So what competitive service means is it doesn't mean people from the open public area, not just a regular US citizen that applies. They're talking about people who've already served their time in the federal government. Usually 3 years, you become a status candidate, and then you can apply within the federal government to these competitive service jobs. So if you're on the outside looking in, these type of jobs, they're not even a possibility for you. The next thing that people are dealing with is the federal hiring process. If you're a kid in university or in school and you're looking at all your options, where can I potentially work? The first place you're going to go is friends and family. You're going to look around and say, where are the businesses in my town that I can work in? Maybe you apply at Wendy's, or maybe you go down to Best Buy and you apply over there. It's easy. It's easier because you can actually see and visualize the business that you're applying to. Then you might have people on campus where you can get an internship. And if your university isn't partnered up with the government in any type of way, you're never going to hear about those opportunities. When you tell young people that, hey, you have to wait 4 to 6 months in order to get into the federal government, that doesn't sound enticing. That seems like an eternity for a young person. But that same person, give them 10 or 15 years, and they're struggling at their job with poor work-life balance, with poor benefits, then all of a sudden, they kind of wake up to the fact that the government could be a good opportunity for them. Then they're more eager and more open to that type of job. It's for that reason that federal government employees, they tend to be older on average than the private sector. In fact, only 6% of federal government employees are under the age of 30 years old. But this is a huge problem because there's a critical skill gap when it comes to cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, IT skills, where younger people have more advanced skills. They're more immersed in that type of environment, and they're keeping up with the trends a lot better than the older employees, the older workers. So people in the tech field, they're usually younger, they have the relevant experience, but the government continues to struggle when hiring for them. The way that they're trying to attract them is an online job posting like this. This is a job announcement. But that's clearly not working, and if you want to attract these type of skills into the government, you have to do more than just slap up an online job posting. That's not going to cut it. That's not going to get anybody excited. You need to get people on the ground talking about it. Why not go to universities, try to engage the students there, people in their junior year, people in their senior year, get them excited about the opportunity. Talk about the ways it can benefit the individual in order to get people interested. Same thing with military bases. People are always transitioning out of the military. Some of them work in IT, but most of them, they're younger. They tend to be younger to be in the military. Why are we not going out on the ground in these military installations more and trying to get people excited about government jobs? Even virtual outreach. Most younger people, they're connected into social media. Let's talk about LinkedIn. If you've been on LinkedIn for more than a few months, you probably have had a recruiter reach out to you, try to get you to interview for a job position. They can even be somewhat aggressive. But the government doesn't have the equivalent of that, of someone trying to reach out, get you interested, try to set you up with an interview. It doesn't really happen. It's one thing to keep posting those online job announcements on USAJobs.gov, but it's another thing if you can include a personal touch. if you're guiding the talent through the federal hiring process, they have a sensation that you actually value their skill set, that they're needed, that they're wanted. Now, this is something that I've been doing myself, but it's not something that the federal government has been doing a good job with overall. If you are interested in getting a federal government job, but you need some assistance in aligning your skills with the right jobs that they have in the government, if that's something that interests you, you can schedule a call using the link in the description below. Another area to consider is if you're reading the job announcement, when you look in there, it doesn't talk too much about impact or growth. The impact that you're able to make and the growth that you can be expected. They're not going to say, hey, if you get this job, we're going to teach you this. We have these classes available for you. They don't really lead with that type of value. And a lot of times they're written generically. So even though you're reading it, you don't have a true sense of what you will be doing on your first day or your first month or the first year. You have no idea. A lot of people are shocked when they get into their position and they're like, wait, when I read the job announcement, it told me I was doing something completely different, and now they want me to focus on this special project I really don't have that much experience in. There were even jobs that I applied to, and after the interview, I thought I knew exactly what I would be doing, and then all of a sudden they pivot on me and they're like, oh no, what you're actually going to be doing is you're going to be working with these 5 people, and you're going to be updating this executive. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought I was managing correspondence in this one section, and I'm not doing that? On occasions, I go out to restaurants, to stores in my area. I'm in Northern Virginia, and I visit these places where they have young workers, waiters, waitresses, retail cashiers, people like that with the fresh face. They look brand new, right? They might be still in university. They came out of high school, and I asked them, hey, what's your plan? You've been working here, looks like a couple of years, but what's next for you? And they'll tell me about their plan. They have an internship here. They want to get into the IT sector, or they want to work for Amazon. But what they never mention is a federal government job. That could be the furthest thing from their mind. And then sometimes I talk about benefits. I'm like, well, did you know that the government had a pension? Did you know that? And they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, they have a pension? First off, what is a pension? And then I explain that's money for the rest of your life. And you can get it after 5 years. And after I say that, they ask me, are you a recruiter? And I'm like, no, I'm not a recruiter. I work in the government. But I just realized that a lot of young people, they don't know too much about it. Another solution that we could potentially see is like an ambassador program. So in the military, once you complete basic training, they take that person and they put them in their community. And they want that person to spread the good news, spread the word. And they hope that drives up recruitment. And sometimes it does. So you could do the same thing, get a Generation Z worker and a successful one, then they can go back to their university or they can go back to their hometown and they can go to some of these job fair events to talk about their experience. There is a path for everybody who's in university or if you graduated within the last 2 years, and it's called the Students and Recent Student Hiring Path. Many people do not know about this. Now, younger people, they could end up making more money in the private sector. Sometimes, especially if you get a STEM degree or if you go to a good university that has a strong internship program, you could make more money. But in other cases, you can make more money in the federal government. I would tell you right now, if you're not making between $55,000 and $65,000 a year, I would explore federal government possibilities. Look at some of those job openings that they have on USAJobs.gov. If you are interested in a federal government job, you should know the exact hiring process. What steps will you have to move through after application, after getting referred? Then the interview comes. When can you negotiate salary? Things like that. If that interests you, then I want you to watch this video next. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.